April Fool's Day, the one day of the year where everyone gets permission to be a comedic terrorist. A day when it's okay to berate those around you with misinformation and other various escapades. And it's all acceptable, as long as you follow your prank up with a hearty April Fool's.
April Fools!
But in a darker turn, you could also find yourself on the receiving end of some terrible hijinks. And there is no one else in this world that is more guilty of spreading April Fool's debauchery than games media. This is a look back on some of the most memorable gaming April Fool's knee slappers of the past. Hey guys, I'm Travis, and today I thought that instead of actually being funny and coming up with something clever, I thought it might be fun to talk about the funny things that other people have done. So I'll get right to it, but to really do this justice, we have to go back to the beginning. Let's imagine you're 10 years old. You just got home from school, and to your delight, you see that your newest issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly has arrived. You rip it out of its plastic bag and begin to thumb through its pages, excited at what new games you might see inside. You make it to the tips and tricks section, and this is when you find what is perhaps the most life-changing, monumental thing that a 10-year-old boy with a PlayStation could ever discover. A Tomb Raider nude code. Yeah, I know. Now you have to remember, this was the stuff of school bus legend at the time. Pop rocks mixed with Coke will make your stomach explode. Bloody Mary is real, and Tomb Raider definitely had a nude code.
Now I'd better take off these wet clothes.
At least that's what the kids believed. I spent hours trying to follow what the cheat code said to do, so that I could reach boyhood nirvana and unlock a scantily clad, pixelated Lara Croft. But I only found myself getting more and more frustrated, because, of course, it was impossible. I would only learn sometime later that it was an April Fool's joke. This wasn't the first time that a fast one had been pulled on gamers. That credit most likely goes to Electronic Gaming Monthly in 1991, but it is certainly the one that taught me to be wary of what I saw on April 1st. Just not before those bastards got me again. When I should have been old enough to figure this crap out by now, EGM pulled another doozy in April 2002. Sonic and Tails could be unlocked as playable characters in Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's amazing. Of course I have to do it. I went straight to my neighbor's house and we spent the better part of a week trying to complete the impossible task presented before us. Only to find out, haha, hey, sorry you wasted your time, April Fools.
Fuck me, right?
EGM was always slick with their jokes. They subtly buried them somewhere in the magazine, so you were never quite sure if it was real or not. And Nintendo Power had some sneaky ones too, like Yoshi being an unlockable Pokemon or Luigi being playable in Super Mario 64. Then there was GamePro, where every year they would print a section called LamePro. It was always easy to tell that these were jokes, so they weren't really fooling anyone, but there was still some great ones in there, like Forrest Gump in Final Dumb 64 or Silent Scope Surfing. None of these magazines are still around today, but Game Informer is still here, and they're still keeping the tradition alive with Game Enfarcer every April. These days, the jokes have mostly rolled over to the internet. IGN has had a couple head turners over the years. The supposed Legend of Zelda Movie trailer had me looking at my calendar to check what day it was. Even game developers get in on the April Fool's tomfoolery these days. Minecraft has consistently had some sort of gag every year, and Platinum Games of Bayonetta fame once announced a cyborg finance simulator game. Everyone kind of expects this stuff now, so April Fool's no longer has the same soul-crushing effect that it once did in the 90s or the early 2000s. But it's still fun to see what insanity these guys come up with every April Fool's Day. My money's on reports of Microsoft buying another studio for this year. So now that you know what these monsters are fully capable of, tread carefully out there today. And thank you for watching, and see you next time. Did you ever fall for any gaming April Fool's jokes as hard as I did? Or which ones were your favorite? Well, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And thanks again.